Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love this camera. You can follow me around. And yeah, by the way, welcome to the series of Godot. So yeah, let's continue our journey of Godot. So previously we talked about how to get users inputs and use that as a sort of a trigger to change our like print statements. So print different pressed accounts, a press count, and then count all the way down. But it's the game. Right now, it's the same like just a program. So we have to make different state. So basically, the state in game concept is that if you watch my previous Unity series, you will know. But yeah, I haven't introduced you guys to Godot yet. So basically, we wrote like a state machine in Godot and like running state, jumping state, all that, and we also can make a player state of like life, death, or some Super Saiyajin sort of state. Yeah, so we can do that. Obviously, we're not going to like make all that at the beginning of this course because it's like an intro beginner series. So what I'm going to do is to just use print statements and use if and elif and else to make different state. So you guys can actually see what's going on. Okay, so without further ado, let's do it. By the way, previously we introduced you guys the export. So you export it here, so you can actually change it at the user interface. Right? So yeah. Before we continue, I think I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller. Right now it's way too big and obstruct everything. Okay, I just got a whole screen. Okay, it's definitely not the case. How to make myself a little bit smaller. Okay, I'm moving and I can make myself smaller. Sorry about that, I'm really new to this. So hopefully I can make it here. Okay, yeah, that's good. So let's get started. So right now, enter press count doesn't mean anything at all. Okay, so for example, we can make it the HP, like hit points of HP of our player. So HP player, okay, and it's an integer. Start with 10, and yeah, I think that's enough because we're going to test this. So yeah, that's good. And by the way, we're going to replace this with the pressed account, print pressed account. Okay, so there will be the HP of our player, and it's the integer start with 10. But every time when we actually press a key, we're going to say, hey, we're going to reduce like you actually hit the player. Is that wonderful? You press the enter key every frame, checking whether you are pressing the enter key, and whether you press it, it will reduce the HP of our player. That's wonderful. Okay, so definitely got something sinister going on here. So every time you press it, HP layer will minus and equals to 1. So like update, reduce about 1 update. Okay, that's pretty good. And then we're going to print it out, else you won't be able to see it. Okay, and what I'm going to do is to print according to different state. So let's write another function. So let's just to make it a little bit bigger. You guys can actually see more clearly. So this function will have the say hit our player, hit or player hit or hit player. Okay, it doesn't really matter, just some variable. Okay, and right now you can just return void, and then you can say we can print I'm ready now, or since it's a game, the game started. Okay, and then you got the player's HP. So every time you hit the enter key, the HP will reduce instead of just hard code it, I'm going to make a hit player here. So every time you enter that, you will execute the hit player function, right? And you haven't actually write this yet. So what I'm going to do is to actually write it. So for example, we got the HP player, like the starting of the player HP will be 10, and let's add a var here, and there will be the hits maybe. Okay, so hits, yeah, so the hits, and yeah, maybe yeah, I'm thinking way complex than this, so let me just simplify this. Yeah, let's just add some knowledge. Okay, so I don't want to like overcomplicate things, but after I think about this, I think I have to explain this to you guys. So we got this export var, and then we can have like a normal var here without export. I want you guys to know like the priority of the naming of the putting value of variables. So I'm going to have a local variable here, and I'm going to say there will be the HP player. So I do this name intentionally, okay? So just bear with me, okay? Right now it's 10. I'm going to put this to 5, okay? Just some drastic difference, okay? And normally, if this is would just be used locally, not globally, I normally would just put a underline before the text, okay? So this is like a common practice in development. So if you add an underline, it's a local thing, okay? So it's a local HP player will be 5, okay? So there will be a conflict, okay? So yeah, if I say the game started, we can sort of print the local thing. So let's print it instead. Game started. I'm going to add another print that says here. Let me just use a string. So here is your life, or maybe HP. Okay, here's HP, and then I'm going to print this like an old school sort of game. And we got this local HP player, and we put a initial value to it, and that initial value is exported. Okay, so it's like a chain of putting value. So what I'm going to do is to have a HP player here. So we got HP player, we put that value into the underlying HP player, and then we're going to print it out so you guys can just test things. Okay, so underline and HP player. Okay, and then every time you hit that, you get the function. That function we haven't write that yet, so I'm going to say just print a hit the player. Okay, hit the player. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. Just to continue to hit the player, and yeah, we got the error saying the could not find the type int in the current scope. Yeah, I said a mistake. Is that you know, I deal a lot of language, so this is not the keyword here, so it should be int. Yeah, that's very good. So we got ready, we got print, we got printed out, we hit it every time you hit it. Yeah, I think we can test this by simply run this. Okay, we run this. We don't need to worry about here. We only need to worry about what will be printed outside. Okay, so let's just wait for this to run. The game has started, right? Here is your HP. So look at here, okay, like here. Look at here. So game started. Here is HP. We got 10, and I press it, hit the player, press it, hit the player, press it, hit the player. Okay, so far so good. But here is your HP is 10. Okay, so this is the like a 10 HP. You put it here, and it will be printed out. Even though the print is underscore HP player, it still be 10 rather than 5. What about I change that to 15? Okay, remember you manually input 15, but in your code the initial value is 10, and the actual printed variable is underscore. So guess the number. Come on, guess the number. Okay, did you guess it? Pause the video. You have to do this in order to actually understand this. So I'm going to run this project. Okay, say project and run, and the answer is 15. Okay, so this will have a higher priority. The export will have a higher priority, and then it's the value inside here, and then the name it, and then print it out. Okay, so yeah. That's the reason why I try to explain this first and then continue. So yeah, I think that's what will be all for this video. And the next video, we're going to modify the heat player to make different states and make it much more game-like rather than just some program and you input will give the output. Okay, thanks. Don't forget, give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. Okay, thanks. Bye. And I'm going to pause.